Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. A new series from the world of It has just been released. It was originally a book by Stephen King, but it became famous thanks to its film adaptation in 1990 and then its remake in 2017. The series aims to expand the world of It, show us its origins, and take over the fall horror season for itself. Did it succeed? Let's take a look together. The very first scene tells us a lot about what the rest of the series will be like. We watch a boy named Matty sitting in a movie theater, sucking on a pacifier for comfort. At first glance, it is obvious that he does not come from a very good family. Then an employee kicks him out of the cinema. He chases him into the lobby, where he loses him and asks the other employees where he has gone, but they mislead him to protect the boy. And right here, we find out what the writers are really up to. Instead of telling stories, they are trying to push propaganda on us. The employee who chased Matty was white, and those who protected him were black. Their argument is that because he comes from a bad family, no one should mind him going to the cinema for free. So right here we have typical activism in the series script, which I thought we had left behind at least a few years ago. We are not even 2 minutes into the show and we are already being told how black people are heroes and the white employee who wants to follow the rules is obviously the bad guy. The first example of activism taking precedence over a good script. Let's move on. It turns out that the boy wants to escape from the city, so he hitchhikes. He gets into a car with a family who soon turn out to be under demonic control. They terrorize the boy and the wife eventually gives birth to a kind of a little monster that kills the boy and then settles in the city's sewers. Sounds good? It does, but only on the surface. The scene is good until the monster is born and we see it for what it really is. A CGI creature that is more cringeworthy than scary. CGI monsters will never be scary, and a good horror movie will always rely on atmosphere rather than cheap computer tricks. This is followed by a few scenes where we are introduced to the main characters of the series. An army major and his friend who are settling into a military base in Derry. Two boys, one of whom is a conspiracy theorist, Phil, and a bit of a nutcase, and the other a bit more normal, Teddy, but traumatized by Matty's disappearance. Then there are two girls, Lils and Marge, with a similar dynamic. Lils is traumatized by the death of her father, and Marge is the more normal one. The major's story is the worst of the entire first episode. Immediately after arriving at his new base, he naturally encounters racism from his fellow soldiers because he is black. Later, we learn that the racist soldier was punished and that the base commander will definitely not tolerate such behavior. This serves no purpose, at least in this episode, other than to further signal how bad white people are. Example number 2. The major task at the base is to learn how to fly a new aircraft that will be used in the event of a nuclear attack by the Soviets. In the middle of the night, the major is ambushed at the military base by agents who demand details about the new fighter jet. However, he refuses to give in and eventually is rescued by his friend. Instead of pursuing the agents or at least sounding the alarm at the base, they sit down on the ground and decide to talk. What is this supposed to mean? How did these agents get into a base full of soldiers in the middle of the night, and how did they disappear without a trace? Why didn't the major and his friend immediately sound the alarm and let them escape? In one scene with Teddy, we learn that he is of Jewish origin. His father tells him over dinner how the Nazis made lampshades out of Jews during World War II, which is a proven falsehood and complete nonsense, but one that is repeated over and over again in Hollywood. Example number 3. It begins to frighten Teddy and Lily, so they team up with Phil to get to the bottom of what is really going on. They found out where Matty was last seen before he disappeared and visit the black daughter of a cinema employee, who immediately accuses them of being racist like everyone else because they think her family kidnapped Matty just because of the color of their skin. Example number 4. The whole episode culminates back at the cinema, which the whole gang of kids visit because they are haunted by Matty's voice singing a song from a movie. So they go to the cinema to watch the movie. In the middle of it, they are attacked by the CGI monster from the beginning, which kills everyone except Lily and the black girl. I have to praise the series a little here, so I'm not completely negative. The fact that almost all of these children, who look like the main characters of the series and who I thought the series would count on until the end, is surprising and interesting twist. But that's where my positivity ends, because the scene itself is just another CG abomination, without a shred of atmosphere. So, we're at the end of the first episode and the video. I was looking forward to this series and had high hopes that it would be good. But those hopes were shredded just a few minutes into it. Zero scary scenes, plus pushing political activism instead of a good story equals bad series. I won't be watching the next episodes, and I recommend you do the same.